Travers Stakes complete field analysis. All right, we have a good show planned tonight. Going to bring you something a little bit different than the usual format. Usually what we do when we cover a big race, I pre-record the show the night before, do whatever editing is needed, and then release it the next day. Well, we're going to pre-record it here tonight as well. The Travers complete field analysis, expert picks and plays. Go through every horse in the field. So that's the pre-record. Here's a bonus part now. Here's where it gets a little different. Once we complete the Travers section of the card, every single horse in the race, then I'm going to bring you a bonus picks here. I'm going to be joined by guests. I'm going to be giving you the races before the Travers, the big stakes, all the big stakes races, because a lot of you are multi-race players. So you'll get those. So you may want to stick around past the Travers. And because that's going to be cut out, tomorrow I'm just going to release as a video, standalone video, the Travers section that I'm doing first here with my guests. So let's get the ball rolling. Travers Stakes. Travers Stakes 2026. Full field analysis, picks, and plays. Recovering the races. It's that time of year, and I'm going to be joined by two guests to help with this analysis. They've been here before. And first, our guest, we're being joined by John DaSilva. Many of you know him from the New York Post, lead racing columnist and analyst, giving his picks, most popular paper in New York for 19 years, became the morning line maker at Parks. And now his position is he's a Parks racing official. So he knows everybody, practically everybody in the game on a personal level. Jockeys, trainers, owners, and of course the horse is the most important part.
Well, also, actually, before we continue, I do want to make one little correction to you right now.
Okay, John.
I am not at Parks anymore. I am at Presque Isle Downs, where I'm stakes coordinator and racing official and placing judge.
Wow, when did this take place, John?
In May.
In May? Okay. So yeah, still knows everything. Okay, thanks, John. Okay, and our other guest analyst, a tremendous trip handicapper, puts as much emphasis into that as the actual speed figures, student of the game. You've seen him pick big winners here on the show before. Last year, it was Sovereignty, in it from start to finish, cashing, giving him out on the show. And this year it has been Golden Tempo, who's not even he's a longer one in a couple of these, at least one of the races, the Derby. So he's here, tremendous player, and many of you will recognize him. He's also an actor. That's his profession. He played Eugene Pontecorvo on The Sopranos, and from seasons 3 to 6, also in a number of movies, television shows, also an author now, Homemade. 8 Soprano stories, 8 homemade recipes. You can get it at Amazon.com or your big chains like Barnes & Nobles, etc. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Are you ready to go here for the Travers?
Thank you very much, Alan, for that beautiful intro. Yes.
Thank you. We're all set to go.
It is now post time.
And what we're going to do here is this. We're going to go horse by horse. And we're going to lead with John. We're all going to weigh in, whether we're going to use the horse, toss him, whatever, and what we like about him or what we don't like about him. So we'll give you a full story about what's going on with these horses. And we'll begin with John. And this is the 13th race on the card. It's the Travers, a G1 mile and a quarter, purse $1.25 million. And we begin with emerging market, number 1, 15-1. John.
Well, emerging market is something we're going to see a trend in this race. We have a 10 horse field, 7 of the 10 horses have new jockeys coming to this race from their last start. It's something very unusual for a Grade 1 race, but it's going to have to be some adjustments. The emerging market, Chad Brown, the horse ran pretty well last time out, finishing second in the allowance race, optional claimer. George Rail gets Santana riding for the first time. Pratt's been riding this horse this whole time. Look, Chad Brown, he's from Saratoga. He'd love to win this race. He wants to do everything he can. I just don't think that this horse is good enough. He's trying stakes after running in that allowance option claiming last time out. He's coming off the Lasix. He was a beaten favorite. I had to go against him.
Okay. Robert.
I know a lot of people who had bet emerging market in the big race in the Belmont, and they lost, and they almost convinced me. I think John's right. Pratt's off and on another horse, and you have Santana, who's a capable rider. But this horse, I'll just cut to the chase, is if he was going to do something at Saratoga, it would have been his last race at a 1 1/8 and showed us what he has. And he hasn't really, he has ability for sure. Candy ride, but I have to pass on emerging market because it's just, he hasn't delivered the juice, so to say. So I pass on emerging market.
What I see in emerging market, he started off, he was the sexy horse in the beginning of the season, coming in with some solid races, and that was in early on, and back-to-back wins, and then he regressed, and he kind of moved forward in the lower class race. I'm going to toss him. I don't see the other horses are just faster. He's been beaten by Gold Tempo twice. He's no, this one's not for me. That's I'm toss on it. I'm not using emerging market. John, number 2, leading change. Chad Brown, Manny Franco, 12-1.
Well, Brad Cox with this one.
Brad Cox, yeah.
Lightly raced horse, only 2 career starts, but has been impressive. Manny Franco, who's having the meat of his career up in Saratoga right now. This is a horse who tried 2 turns last time out for the first time. Hey, it was hard fought. He won by neck, but he got the job done. You just have to wonder, lightly raced against these type of horses, is he ready? He's got the talent, but is he ready to handle the big boys? You're going to get a price on him. I'm just not sure he is ready to do it, so I'm going to go against him.
Okay. Robert, what do you think about this guy leading change?
Well, he's gonna add a couple of extra panels, that's for sure. And I watched that last race, and he won, and a tough fight winning it. He didn't win easy. They paid enough money for the horse, but I'm going to go with the Jimi Hendrix album, Are You Experienced? So 2 races is not for me. He's a good horse, as John pointed out. Definitely paid $1 million for him. His best is yet to come, but not for me in this race. Not enough experience.
Okay. My thought on him, 2 for 2. Brad Cox. If he's entering him in a race like this, there's a reason. He probably believes he can handle it for one reason or another, or multiple reasons. And Franco is red hot. Cox having a great meet, his usual 25% winning percentage. This one, he is more or less of a stalking type, but he's fast enough early. He has shown he's run those 22 and change fractions, and I could see this one stalking and possibly jumping forward. I see him as a contender, by the numbers and by his running style. And Manny Franco's red hot. I'll be using him in multi-race plays. I'm not looking to play exactas in this race. So I'm going to be using some horses in the Travers, and he will be one of them. So I see him as a win contender. But as far as position-wise, I see him as my 3rd ranked horse. I'll be using 4 in this leg. Number 3, John, Napoleon Solo.
This is an interesting horse because we saw what he did in the Preakness. When he wins, he's impressive, but when he doesn't win, you have to wonder a little bit. And last time out, a little controversial because he runs second in the Haskell. Paco was on that day. Obviously, the connection thought the change needed to be made, so they switched to Johnny Velasquez here. And then Paco gets on the horse who beats him. It's like, what?
Wow.
What's going on here? It's a little different. Look, when you can get Johnny Velasquez, he's one of the best, Hall of Famer. I mean, you always have to give him respect. This is a horse who can be on or very close to the early pace. He's going to do that here. You have to wonder, can he get the 1.25 miles against these? Look, give the course the credit it's due. I mean, I went against him a couple of times, and he let me have it. Do I think he's going to do it here? I'm probably going to go against him. He's one of these horses where if I'm going to be playing multi-race bets, I might throw him in as a saver just in case. But being my top 3, I'm not going to have him up there.
Okay. So I'll put him as a saver. Multis. Okay. Robert.
I look at the workouts, 1 of 41, 1 of 7, 58, 13 of 52 at 48. And then those are the last 3 workouts. He's working out great. I think this horse, I'm hoping that with Johnny V and his expertise, speed is always dangerous, as John always says. It's a dangerous thing. I know it's 1.25 miles, but if you look at that Haskell, he had a lot of run left in him. He's one of my top picks. I'm just hoping that he doesn't burn out, that Johnny gives him the kind of ride that he can somewhat put him to sleep, that he has enough in the tank at the end. Now, how many times is Golden Tempo and Renegade going to run from behind and win the race? Maybe this race is a different story. Maybe this is not as fast a pace. He's one of my top picks, Napoleon Solo. I wouldn't say, well, he might be my – I'm going to use him in a multi-plays. I might use the other ones too because I've been getting jammed out of all my pick 5s and pick 6s. But he is my top – he's one of my top picks. I have 2, and we'll talk about that later. So that's what I feel about Napoleon Solo. He's ready to do it. If he's going to do it, it's the Travers. Scat Daddy, baby, get me home.
When I see Napoleon Solo run, he reminds me a lot of Shackelford. Just like a steam engine, goes to the front, never seems to tire. And if he does tire, even when he came in 5th in the Wood Memorial, he was only a length and 3/4 back.
Yep, 2 3/4, yep.
Yep, he just never stops running. Last race, he even put up a better thoroughgraph sheet number than the winner, Baby Vino, because he ran wide. He ran a 0 as opposed to Baby Vino. I believe he won. He was faster, but he reminds me. If I was going to play exactas, I would key him 1st, 2nd with a few other horses. I can't see this one finishing worse than 2nd. He'll be one of the ones I'll be using. And the last race was in the slop. He just doesn't give up. He's like a steam engine. And I believe he will be out front, and it'll be his race to lose. So let's see if he gets caught like he did last race. If he does, 2nd, he's one of the ones I'm using in the pick 4. I see him as a win contender. John, the another horse that got a lot of ink earlier, the Puma, 8-1.
The Puma, very interesting horse. He comes from connections to know how to win. Unfortunately, he had a layoff. He came back, and could have been a better race, but the goal is the Travers, and you have to wonder, how fit was he last time out? They're pointing to this race. They want to do what they can. You got connections to know how to win, and he's 8-1. He's going to be interesting to watch on the board because normally he probably would go higher, but if the connections are what I think they are, they're going to bet this horse down. So I'll be very curious to see how they handle him at the windows. To me, he's a horse. He's not going to be my top choices, but he's one who definitely could finish third or fourth in this race. But again, if I'm going to be using multi-race exotics, that's a horse I have to put in there because if I respect the connections that much to get the job done at a price, I have to throw him in there. So I would rank him higher than Napoleon Solo in terms of using horses in multi-race bets.
Okay. Robert, the Puma. 8
I
to
just
1.
get on John's back. I think he's definitely a multi-race. You look at his workouts, he's a good horse. He needed that break. He ran the Haskell. It was a sloppy track. Obviously, he didn't like the track. You know what I mean? And he's not going to get that slop on Saturday, hopefully. I don't think it's going to be sunny, they say. So I'm definitely going to put him in my multi-race bets. I'm not going to say he's going to win the race, but, there's a possibility. There's certainly a possibility. As John said, Hobby, great rider, man. He's just a classy rider that I like a lot. And Gustavo Delgado, I got a lot of respect for him also. Central quality. So I'm going to put him in my multi-race. He's not my top pick, but I like him too. And he's got 100 buyers. So, he's hit a good buyer. So the Florida Derby lost by a nose. So he needed that rest and he might be ready.
Okay. My thoughts on the Puma. I'd almost echo John here. Third or below. I want to see more than 8 to 1 on him. I'd be surprised if he goes off lower than 8 to 1, but we'll see. I'm not going to use him in the multi-race plays, and I'm probably not going to use him at all. I don't see myself playing trifectas here, either exactas but definitely multi-race plays, and he's not one of my 4. The others just look faster. A bunch of them look faster. Okay, number 5, Mike Rapoli and Pletcher, Renegade, 3 to 1. John.
This is the horse who, coming into the Saratoga meet, everybody was waiting for him. They wanted to see how he's going to handle it, how he's going to handle things. He goes into Jim Dandy, looked great. People say he could be the favorite. He could be the winner of the Travers. But then you lose Irad Ortiz. And Irad, who missed the first week because of suspension, came back, was the hottest jockey on the grounds. And when you lose Irad Ortiz, it doesn't matter who you put on. Unless you're his brother or Flavian Pratt, it is going to be a slight reduction in quality of jockey. Not saying that Tadas Gaffalione stinks. He is a great jockey, but he's not Irad Ortiz Jr. And this is a horse that you have the time to move right. This is the first time that Todd is riding the horse. And you just have to wonder, this being the first time that he's on the horse, will he be able to make that move at the right moment to get up for the victory? Because we've seen what's happened with Golden Tempo and Renegade. They've had a nice little rivalry going on right now. But Golden Tempo has been able to outlast them in stretch runs and everything else, make the move at the right moment. Look, Renegade, he's second choice. You have to be making the second choice. And anybody that throws him out, I think, would be insane. But you just have to wonder how much losing Irad could cost him here.
Okay. Robert, Renegade.
Well, I think that John's point with Tyler Gaffalione has to be put into consideration. Here's the thing. The Kentucky Derby had a lot of trouble. He didn't lose by much to Golden Tempo. He was there. And as John said, he came back. We wanted to see how he did at Saratoga, and he did very well. I feel the same way as John feels, that he may not be the horse that I want to win, but he could possibly be the winner of this race, given that he does have the Jim Dandy. He has that race, and I always like horses that have that race prior to their big race, which Golden Temple doesn't have. So I'm going to put him in my multi-race plays, and I think there's a possibility if Gaffalione could time it right, and that's a big thing with John saying he could be up there at the end. And I think John's right. You got to be crazy not to use him. It's just he's got that race inside him. He's just as good as Golden Tempo, given the fact that all the trouble that he had in the Derby, coming out, got bumped, did this, did that. He didn't lose by much. Now he came back. I told you before, he came back and he ran the Belmont Stakes. But I personally feel that he was a tired horse and he needed rest. He did get his rest. Fletcher brought him back with the rest, and he proved what he can do. So leave him out at your own risk. I'm not.
All right, thanks, Robert. I'm looking at Golden Tempo, Renegade, and I thought he'd be kind of a weak field in the Jim Dandy. Silent Tactic. His numbers are not that overwhelming for all the attention he gets. I don't know if that's due mainly to Rapoli. His numbers at Saratoga are okay. I'm not going to be using him in my pick 4 or pick 5. I think he's kind of a pretender, and I don't think this is going to be a good race. It's not going to set up that well for the closers here. That's as far as I see the race shape going. And his numbers are not that overwhelming. Other horses have faster speed figures than him. And a nice horse, a wonderful horse, $2.5 million earner. If I was going to play an exact, I'd be nuts to leave him out of a key or a box. But I'm shooting mainly for the multis, and he won't be in there for me. So second or below. Yeah, he might miss the exacta. I could see that happening. Okay, I'm not using Mo and multis for the win spot.
I am shocked that you did that. I mean, Renegade, if you look at him, what has he done wrong? He's never finished off the board. He's been first and second in races that didn't exactly set up for him. He just finds a way to get it done. Just Golden Tempo has been a little better, a little luckier, whatever you want to say. But to me, Renegade is the second best 3-year-old in the country right now, and you have to respect him the way I see it.
He's got that race.
I respectfully disagree, but one thing I will say, though, he did get a very bad break in the Kentucky Derby, a very bad start. It's that he came in second and almost won. That was a testament to Irad Ortiz, I think, more than anything. But we'll see.
He's got a race in him, and that's an important thing. I don't care what anyone says. He's got that distance in him. So to me, he's a contender. I mean,
sure, absolutely. It's going to be a great race. And okay, we move on. Aselli, John, number 6, 20-1.
Great story. Maiden has made so much money, the richest maiden of all time. I would not have run him in the Haskell because his running style and that track did not suit him at all. I would have waited to the Dandy or the Travers or even the Pennsylvania Derby. But they ran him there, and he was horrible. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And now they're coming back, change the jockey to Zayas, hoping that everything changes. But to me, look, the story will only go so far. Will he become $1 million earner after this race? Probably not. So I have to go against him.
Okay. Robert, what do you think of Aselli?
I do like Connect, the Sawyer Connect. I think that was Paul Pompous' horse. And great size. He's doing really well at Connect in terms of his at a curl and siring horses. I have respect for Oselli, but he's not my he just doesn't deliver, and I don't think he can do it. So I'm not gonna it's a toss for me. That's all I'll say.
And from what I see of this one, if he runs the races that he did 2 and 4 back, he might maybe sneak into 4th, because out of the 2 other closers are better, Renegade and Golden Tempo. But he's a toss for me as well. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm seeing all these starts here. He might have the most starts of anybody in this field. Yeah, $842,000 earned, and 3rd place in the Derby. Nothing to sneeze at. But no, I'm not using him in my multis at all or in exactas.
He's like a Baeza to me. He makes that money and he doesn't come through.
Just keeps racking him up. Yeah, he's on the board 6 out of 10 times. John, number 7, Chad Brown and Sea Strike, Flavian Pratt, 5 to 1.
Chad trying again. This is a horse. He ran a very nice race in the Curlin. Up at Saratoga, raced over the racetrack, stretching out. I mean, some people really liked this race a lot and thought he could be a major contender here. I'm just looking at it, and yes, you got Flavian Pratt. Look, you can get Pratt. You gotta love it. But in the end, I can't pick everybody. I have to go against some people, and in this case, I'll go against them, because like I said, I can't use everybody. I have to throw out make a couple of tough choices, and this is a tough choice.
Okay. You wouldn't use them in exactas or anything like that, or no?
Hey, I gotta watch my budget. I can't use everything. I'm not.
Okay, got it. Robert, Sea Strike, 5 to 1.
This is a horse that I think he's quite dangerous. Chad has never won this race, but he's a good trainer, and I think that this horse has a lot of upside to him. He's one of my top 3 picks. I'm hoping him and Napoleon Solo go out to the front. He rates, and he pounces in the end, and those other horses are left behind. So he's one of my top picks, the Sea Strike. I like Midshipman. I like Chad Brown. I thought that watching that Curlin, he was quite impressive. In his stretch run. So I'm going to go with a little bit of outside the box here and put him in there. Put him in one of my picks. Going multi, I'm going to use him. Would I put win money on him? I wouldn't do that, but I would use him in my multi. So I like him as one of my top 3 horses here.
Okay. I'll be using him. He's one of my picks that I'm going to be including in the multis. He's the only horse that ran a negative number last race, and he ran it right here at Saratoga. I know he comes off a nice race, the Curlin Stakes, so at least he is stakes tested, and he really blew out the field here, and he was tracking the field. And he has the early to early pressing type, and just by the numbers, and 5 to 1, a bit of a price in the others. And the connections, Brown and Pratt. Yeah, he's one of my win contenders. He's one of my ones I'll be using. All right, John, number 8, Baby Vino, 10 to 1.
Oh boy, the horse that made so much news after winning the Haskell. It was a great story. Jorge Vargas Jr., the great ride coming up the rail, getting past Paco and Napoleon Solo to get the job done. Lindsay Schultz gets her first grade 1 win, and a lot of people were excited that they decided to go to the Travers instead of the Pennsylvania Derby. And then you get the announcement. Paco is picking up the mount instead of Vargas. Wow, that shocked everyone. I mean, Vargas, in my opinion, he was the difference maker in the Haskell because not everybody would have made a move like that, battled Napoleon Solo to get through and get the job done, to make him a Grade One winner and a horse to consider in this race. It's disappointing whether it was Lindsay's decision or the owner's decision. I don't know. I have a gut feeling I know who it is, but we're never going to find out. We just have to deal with it. Baby Vino, I'm going to go against it, not because of karma, not because I don't like what they did or anything like that. It's just that he ran a terrific race. He got a great trip. I'm just not sure if he's going to get the trip here that's going to make him contender here. So I'm going to go against him.
Okay. Thanks, John. Robert, Baby Vino, 10-1.
Well, he's definitely on the upswing. He's got the three wins, and he gets a better buyer every race. But I don't know. I really don't find you can't, as John said, you can't play them all. So I mean, he's a very talented horse, and the jockey change is kind of surprising. Although two back, John, he rode him at Monmouth in the Pegasus. I don't know what the hell that means, but and then I guess Vargas took over. But you know a little bit more about Vargas as opposed to Paco than I do. But I think he's a very capable horse, and he's a sneaky horse. But I think he's going to be a toss for me with all these horses and all this grade one winners. So I'm gonna toss him. I don't think I would play him in my multis. You can't play them all. So I yield the floor to you, Alan.
Okay, before I give my opinion on this, I think you raise a good point, Robert. The Lopez and Vargas. What's going on? Why is Johnny V on Napoleon Solo and Lopez off of him after winning the Preakness on this way? Does he have an alliance to one of the trainers or owners over the other? Why this switch?
Because remember, Paco was on for the Preakness from Napoleon Solo. But
right. Now he's off.
But here's the thing. Remember, Napoleon Solo, after the Preakness, he got sold. New owners.
No.
First race for the new owners was the Haskell. They lost. We don't know how much money they paid for him. But if you lose for new connections, they have no allegiance to you. You know, because like I said, they were not the owners for the Preakness. So you have to wonder, you know, were they disappointed in the ride? Were they disappointed with the half Paco? I mean, who knows what the reasoning is behind it? They just went and made the decision. And like we said, when you can get Johnny Velasquez, even at his age, he's still one of the best jockeys in the country. And the one thing I will say, if Johnny Velasquez was in that position in the Haskell that Paco was, Jorge Vargas ain't getting through. I can tell you that right now. Velasquez has experience, and he will make sure that Vargas ain't getting through. So why that happened, who knows? I mean, why they took Vargas off here, again, we don't know if it's owner decision or trainer decision. To many people, it's a disappointing decision, not only because they took Vargas off, but then the man who he outrode gets to replace him? Huh? Nobody could believe that. And I think that is what is making people mad. Not because of Paco's reputation or anything like that, is the man got outridden in that race, and now he picks up the mount. Nobody could understand that. But like I said, I have nothing against Paco. Yes, he's controversial. He's had lots of issues and everything else. I'm just surprised that he was able to pick up that mount after being outridden by Vargas in that race.
Wow. Thanks so much for that, John. That really explains a lot from the ownership change right on down through the jockeys and the rides. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And as far as I go with Baby Vino, I'll tell you what. I think Golden Tempo could probably outrun him, but I think Baby Vino, he'll be closer to the front. So he's going to be my fourth choice in here. And he's coming off a fast, he's coming off a real solid Brisnet number. He's won 3 in a row. Paco rode this one, won by 10 lengths. And yeah, the horse shows that he has some stamina. I don't know. Was it a wet track specialist? It seems to run its best figure on a wet track. Just because of the pace scenario and being a little bit further up front. And actually, yes, the jockey on him, Paco worked wonders with him the last time in the Pegasus at Monmouth. He's going to be my fourth choice. I'll use him. I'll use him as one of my win contenders in the multi-race plays. Win in that. I won't use him for second in exactas, but I'll hope to get some value rather than use Golden Tempo and maybe get 8-5 or something. Who knows? Yeah, I'll use him. I'll use him in the win spot, but only in multis.
And by the way, real quick, the Pegasus used to be run at the Meadowlands.
Oh, really?
When they were running on dirt. But then after they went to all grass, they moved some of those stakes over to Monmouth Park, and they decided to make it a prep for the Haskell. So it has nothing to do with the Pegasus at Gulfstream Park in January. It's just a prep for the Haskell.
Thanks, John. And staying right with you, John, here. Golden Tempo, the Kentucky Derby winner, the Belmont Stakes winner. Number 9, 5-2. What do you think?
Look, what can we say about this horse? He's gotten out there and gotten the job done. People thought there was no way in the world this horse could go and win the Kentucky Derby. He did it. No way in the world he could win the Belmont. He did it. He's coming from far back, making up a lot of ground. I mean, Jose Ortiz, you're talking about people having the meat of their lives. He's having the year of his life, the way he's been riding. I mean, Cherie DeVoe, great job getting this horse ready to peak for the big races. I mean, very experienced horsewoman, going from being an exercise rider to being a trainer of now the 2/3 of the Triple Crown. I mean, she knows what she's doing. She kept the horse in Kentucky for a while to train before shipping up to Saratoga, just to make sure the horse is comfortable. She made sure that the horse waited for the right spot. She was willing to skip, the Jim Dandy, just to get the horse ready to run and peak in this spot. And look, the horse deserves the respect. Some people don't like the running style. Some people don't like the numbers. But when you win, it's like they used to say in football, just win, baby. And that's what this horse is doing right now. Top choice, you have to respect it. Top 3-year-old in the country right now, and probably the Eclipse Awards were being held right now. Not only 3-year-old champ, but a finalist for Horse of the Year. And this is a horse who deserves all the accolades. And you got to me, he's a champion right now. So you want to be that good, you want to win this race, beat the champion. I don't know if anybody can do it here, but we'll see.
Thanks, John. Robert, Golden Tempo, 5-2.
Well, go back.
You've done it with this one. You've been right on the last two, Belmont and Kentucky. Do you stay on this one?
Well, I go back to what my father always said. Horses can't read. But this horse has a lot of heart. And I'm definitely not leaving this horse out of my multi-play. Because even though he had that minor infection in late June, Sherry, as John said, look at Englishman. She put the horse away a little bit, brought him back, knew what he can do. He was projected to run the Derby, but she's a great trainer. She knows her horse. I saw her interview today. She said, well, she's a little bit not so up in the air. She says Golden Temple's training great, but she did mention that he didn't have that race, the Jim did the race in between. But if you look at his running style, he's going to come back like a train. So he's the champ. I give him a lot of respect. He's in my multiplay. Look, I like to have the other horses win, but I'm not. Let's just say I'm not leaving him out. Okay, I like Sea Strike. I like Napoleon Solo. I'm hoping that the pace is just tampered down. That Golden Tempo and even Renegade maybe, but those four are my picks. So, and I'm not leaving him out. I have tremendous respect for this horse because of his heart. They said Secretariat had a big heart. Well, this horse has as big a heart. He just looks at the other horse and plays with him. I've seen him on a stretch run. He just looks to the side. Come on, beat me. I can't do it. So I think he's a top contender. I can't say that he's not.
Yeah, definitely a big, tough horse out of Curlin there. Okay, Golden Tempo. You're having a fabulous year. This is another one I'm not going to use in the multis. And I just want to expand on something. It's not just the numbers. Like I said, I'm not going to be using Renegade in the multis. I'm not going to be using Golden Tempo in the multis. And here's another knock besides the numbers not being the greatest in the field. Good, but not the greatest out of all these. Both of these horses have had some hoof issues so far. And Renegade now loses Irad Ortiz for Tyler Gaffleone. And Golden Tempo, the giant layoff, hasn't run since June 6th. Now, what's this? July, August, 2.5 months, almost 2 2/3 of a month. So there's a few factors. So I'm going to try and beat them. I think they can certainly both win, but I'm looking for some value, and I'm looking at the pace scenario, and I'm going to try and get somebody home. If I lose the money, I can play a pick 4 for 50 cents, or I can play a pick 5 for 50 cents. I'm not going to go nuts, but this, if I was going to spread to a fifth horse, Golden Tempo would be the fifth horse in the win spot, and maybe I'll even add him. We'll see. See what Saturday brings.
Wow.
That's we'll see what it brings. But I'm going to look to beat him because of those factors: the jockeys, the missed time, the hoofs. So, but the numbers are certainly there, and he can certainly win.
If he did,
he's 1 for 1 on the track, and he's. If you look back at him one time, he got okay. That's all I have to. He does have the terrific workouts lately, especially the August 15th. First of 66, 47 and 2. So this one can run if he has to. I'm going to pass on him here in this in the multi-race plays. I don't have him for the win spot. I'm going to try and work something out here.
I will say one thing real quick. There are times when numbers can be great, but there are other times when numbers lie. When we all go back to Easy Goer's Sunday Silence, Easy Goer had the numbers, but who had the results? And to me, Golden Tempo, he's the guy. He may not be the flashiest, may not be the fastest in terms of numbers, but he gets the job done. He's got the results.
Okay.
Train, 16 coaches.
John, number 10, Silent Tactic, Mark Casse, 10-1.
What can we say about Mark Casse? He's doing so many things right now. Now, look, the horse did run second last time out, but again, this was a prep for this race. And the thing is, this is a horse who I think is very talented. Casse is prepping him properly. And the only thing we can say is that outside post might hurt him. But I think this horse is coming into the race very well. He's ready to peak for a giant effort. He's 10-1. You might get 10, you might get more. To me, he's a horse who can be very dangerous, especially with his running style, because he doesn't have to be on the lead. He can stalk the pace from the outside, which I think is what he's going to be doing here. Maybe running second or third or even fourth, going down the backstretch. But I think this is a horse who, look, he got beat by a very good Renegade that day. There's no shame in that. But to me, Silent Tactic at 10-1, I'm going to make it my third choice.
Thanks, Sean. Yeah, I could see it. I could see what you're talking about here. Robert, Silent Tactic, 10-1.
To me, it's not my choice. The outside post, he's got to work a good trip. He's got to work a heck of a trip from that outside post. He hasn't shown it to me that he can do that. I mean, I have too much to say. I do think Mark Cassidy is a great trainer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna pass on Silent Tactic. I mean, I did bet him in the past, and I was disappointed. But on this particular occasion, I just think there are better horses than Silent Tactic in the race that can chomp them down. You know what I mean? Renegade's one of them. You know what I mean? If you're gonna close, I close with Renegade or Golden Tempo, not with Silent Tactic. I mean, I had a lot of respect for him. I bet him in one of these races. I think at Oklahoma Park, and I came in second, but that's my feeling on the matter of Silent Tactic. So it's not for me. Not my multiplay.
Okay. Yeah. Excellent point, Robert. Renegade is had his number the last 2 races in a row. Beat him soundly by 2 and change and 4. Yeah. Nice horse. Never missed the board. I'm not going to be using him for the win spot. I'd certainly consider using him in underneath in an exacta. Like you said, Robert, there are better horses in here from what I can see anyway. Very solid horse. I'm not overly concerned about the post. Luis Saez, Mark Cassey, King of Woodbine. Nice horse. I'm not using him for the win spot.
Okie dokie.
All right. That being said, now let's do this. Before we go to our closing thoughts on this, we'll go, top, we don't have to explain them. We've talked about all these horses. John, we'll give our top 3 horses in this race in order. John, who do you like 1, 2, 3?
Well, many times in these 3-year-old races, we see the same horses finish 1, 2, sometimes 1, 2, 3. So why should I go against it? Golden Tempo first, Renegade second, and I'm going to make my third choice with little value, Silent Tactic.
Okay, wait a second. Renegade second. What number is he? 5. And Silent Tactic is number 10. 9, 5, 10 for John. All right, Robert, who are your top 3?
Top horse is going to be, for me, these are my top horses. Now, I'm not saying I'm not playing the other horses in my multiplayer.
Right.
Okay?
I'm with you.
All right. Napoleon Solo.
Okay, he's number 3, right? Okay.
He's the 3-horse. Sea Strike.
3, 9.
And Renegade.
No, 3. Sea Strike is 7. 3, 7, and Renegade number 5. 3, 7, 5. Robert, we come out exactly the same here. Napoleon Solo, 3 for me, 7 Silent Tactic, and my third choice, number 2, Leading Change.
So you got Renegade? I mean, you got
3, 7 Renegade, Sea Strike, and Leading Change. And John has Golden Tempo, Renegade, and Silent Tactic. Yeah, very impressive numbers by Silent Tactic when you look at it, really. I mean, the horse has really done nothing wrong. Tough race. Let's closing thoughts. John.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens to the track overnight and then what happens to the track tomorrow, because it had to work on it. They had to seal it. Will the track change a little bit? So it's going to be interesting to see what this track looks like. And then coming into the day on Saturday, we got some good races, and it's going to be interesting to see, will it be speed favoring? Will it help off the track horses? I mean, one thing, even if it is speed favoring, The great equalizer is distance, and this is 10 furlongs. So it could be speed favoring, but the longer you go, those horses still get tired, could still get caught.
Absolutely. Yeah, the conditions. Robert.
I keep the well. It's raining now. I mean, it's going to rain at 10 p.m. It's going to rain up to 1 a.m. And you're going to get rain tomorrow, Friday. So, John,
We're going to get rain too Friday, Robert?
85% chance of rain in Saratoga on Friday.
Oh,
So, I mean, but it's sunny it's going to be sunny on Saturday. So, I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be. It's not going to be a slop situation. Look, I gave you my dream picks, but as I said, I'm not leaving out Golden Tempo and I'm not leaving out Renegade. That's all I'll have to say. I mean, my play is more of a multi-play race. I'm not going to be betting any of these horses to win. I'm going to just be moving forward with them. So, I'm just hoping that, my pick with Sea Strike and Napoleon Solo works out well for me. But the two champs I'm gonna have in there. That's all I want to say.
I'm looking to beat the two favorites, Golden Tempo and Renegade, simply because I'm looking for value in the multi-race plays. And I see others. I know I'm a big figure guy, and I'm looking for a price here and a pick for not a 7-5 or 8-5 horse in this position. So they both certainly can win. So look for value. That's just the way I'm playing it here. If I'm going to do something in exactas, etc., I'd probably maybe have them underneath. But I'm looking to beat them here. And I just want everybody to remember to play with your head, not over it. Handicap the races in advance, and have a good time. Enjoy it, and find the races you like going forward into these races. When you handicap the races, find something. Pick certain races that your spots, and make sure you have enough money to play the races when it comes to that. And I want to thank everybody for watching. And remember, may the horse be with you. All right, people.
Yeah.
Listen, now the fun part is going to start. Okay, Robert? Now we're going to look. Now this is an unexpected. What we just recorded here, what we just did live. If you didn't see the very beginning of the show, I did a little intro. The Travers section that we just did, horse by horse, that is going to be edited and put out as an independent video tomorrow. Probably tomorrow later in the morning. So it's going to be out there. So you got to see the recording live before, a day before it's going to go out. And now we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some freestyle stuff. We're going to talk about the races leading up to the Travers. Maybe a little 14 race. It looks like a kind of an easy race to pick, but we're going to touch on these races freestyle. Not going to be going horse by horse. We'll be discussing this amongst ourselves as if we're on the phone talking about it. So you might see some handicapping angles that we don't have the time to talk about in one of our shows like we did with the Travers. So I guess what do you want to do, guys? Start off with the 8th race?
Yeah, might as well. That's the start of the pick 6, too, so it would work out perfectly.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, and the pick 6 actually ends in the 13th race, the Travers, right?
Yeah, like the way they used to do it the old days when they used to finish in the 8th race in the 9-race field. So, it's like going back to the olden days here.
Beautiful. Let me just bring those PPs up. Race 8. I'm scrolling back. 7 furlongs. Oh, that's the race with Englishmen.
Gee, what a shock. We're going to have a first solo.
You think You think he has any shot to be beat, guys?
I wouldn't play.
I don't think so. Yeah, first, remember, you do have the one scratch already.
Who scratched?
Solid 2 dude. He's going to run the
That
Charlestown.
is a big scratch.
But he's going to run the Charlestown.
Okay. Oh, Charlestown's having that big day tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a 5.
No, well, I like Englishman in that race, and I like the 2 second deep flame, big surprise, right? And I like the 5 third local.
Well, what's interesting with this race is take Englishman out for a second. You got a lot of speed in the race with those horses. And if you were to handicap who's going to win this race out of those 4 horses, it would not be easy. Because a lot of horses basically do the same thing. They're very close to the early pace. So who would be the horse to be second? Because like I said, the horse who probably would have been it was Solitude Dude. He's out of there. So
well, I think Deep Flame is fast enough to stalk, and he has an excellent closing kick, and he ran that big number at his last race in the G3. Brad Cox and Pratt. And he's not going to try and challenge Englishman up front. I think he's going to try and let some of the others do that to him.
No, that's the big key. Can the horse handle chasing a pace like that, or stalking a pace like that and holding on?
Right.
Because like I said, either it's not a 4-horse race if you take an Englishman out, but when you have to deal with his pace, which makes it go faster, who can handle it and who can't? And that's what makes this a very intriguing race. Who can handle this? I mean, to me, the speed of the speed, I would probably have to take out, which means I'll probably take out Amberjack. I mean, Deep Flame could be right there. There's no doubt about it. I mean, Local Knowledge wasn't on the lead last time out.
Right.
He's
won 2 out of 3.
So like it'll be intriguing to see how these jockeys handle it. Would anybody try to adjust and maybe take back a little further and try to pick up the pieces to be second? I mean, I know it's something that not people like, but are you riding to win or are you riding to be second? And that's the challenge nobody knows.
And the interesting thing with Englishman is he didn't grab the lead last time out. But what about the bounce factor? He ran this gigantic race.
Even if he bounces, he can still win this race.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, bounce sometimes is overrated because you have to look at the conditions of the race, how it sets up and everything else. And like I said, if you are believing the bounce factor, he could still bounce and win.
You gotta look at the number he put up there. I mean, he's my horse. The others, the 2 horses very good. There's some good horses here, but Englishman is the horse to beat, and he'll be there to finish in first place. That's my feeling. So that's a single for me. I will single Englishman.
If there's any single, it would be him.
Yeah.
I will single Englishman.
You were on Englishman right from the beginning, Robert, in the first futures pool.
I bet him in the futures, and I knew that Sherry. I had a feeling about Sherry, but I didn't think it was Golden Temple. That was the problem. I lost faith until
she always knew what the Englishman was, and she said he's a sprinter. He's a middle distance. She was not even thinking Derby with that one.
Well, they entered the horse in the future,
John.
They entered the horse in the future, John. So I don't know what.
Well, no, they didn't enter. The future is picked by Churchill Downs.
Oh, okay.
They're the ones who picked the horses.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, she didn't enter that. No, nobody entered. That's all. The handicappers of Churchill Downs, they're the ones to select who they think the best horses are, who might go to the Derby, and that's what they give to the individual.
Okay, I'm going to try and construct a ticket here
for the betting.
Yeah, I got you. But I knew when I first saw him at Churchill, his maiden win, that horse was an extraordinary horse, and I was proven correctly, and I bet him correctly when won the Woody Stevens. So I was rewarded in that sense.
Okay, what I would do in a pick or a multi-race play, I would single Englishman. Would any of you guys go too deep here, or you would just single?
I'm going to
Only
say.
if I was drunk.
Okay, so you both go just straight Englishman there in that
Yes.
leg.
Yes.
Okay. First leg of the pick six. In the second leg of the pick six, race 9. Let me bring up race 9. Oh, that 1 mile 8th race. Let me just get. Oh. I think you're almost 4. Yeah, it's going to be either 2 or 4. It's tough between those two. I'd be maybe the 4 with, I don't know, Jorge Abreu versus Chad Brown. Excuse me. I don't think I'd single here. I think I just to stay alive in a pick six. I use them both. What do you guys think? 2 and 4, fully scribed and Scottish Lassie. And my third choice would be the 6 Snow Tie. I mean the speed, but he's gotten beaten by these horses already. So now I 2-4. Would you single this, any of these guys?
No. Definitely not, because look what Scottish Lassie did last year at Saratoga. I mean, not only did that horse win, that horse destroyed the field last year. So we know he likes Saratoga. He won that Saratoga this year. But at the same time, you got to respect Chad Brown. I mean, how could you not? This is a horse who just goes out there and he knows what he's doing. He's leading trainer for a reason. You just have to wonder what the jockeys are going to do, how they're going to set it up with the pace and everything else.
And he beat Scottish Lassie. Just beat him.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting comeback here to see what happens. You got Pratt, you got Ortiz battling with each other. It's going to be a fun race, and it's definitely going to be between these two, and who knows who goes off the favorite. But this is definitely going to be a nice battle to watch.
And you got 2, the Klarovich stable. They're really dangerous. And you got Brown and Pratt. I mean, what do you? I'd use 2 and 4. You would too, John?
Yeah, I would as well. Even though it's a small field, if you want to save money, maybe you can make a tough choice. But to me, they're so close, the 2 of them. It's tough to cut one over the other.
Yeah. Who would you use in this leg, Bobby?
I don't know much about this race. I didn't really look at it, but I would go with your 2 horses.
Yeah. And if you looked at it, I think that's exactly what you do. They tower above the others. Okay. 1 6-5 and 1 7-5.
I'm interested to know what John thinks about the Cassie horse, because he's talking up Cassie.
In what, the 10th race?
This race here, yes.
Yeah, this one. Race 10, the mile, inner turf. What is it?
No, he's asking about the 3 horse.
I'm going back to 3 horse, what John feels about the Cassie horse here.
Okay, in this last race. Okay. Yeah, okay.
I mean, look, you got Luis Saez, and the horse did run 3rd last time out of Monmouth Park at the Molly Pitcher. Look, Cassie is great. And the thing is, he could have run Nitrogen here, but he knew that Nitrogen had a shot to beat the boys. And she ran a hell of a race in the Whitney, and this is a nice substitute, but she's no Nitrogen. I mean, she's a nice horse, but I just can't put her ahead of the other 2.
Gotcha, brother. All right.
By Brisnet, the numbers are much slower than the other 2, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay. We go to the 10th race.
yeah, the 10th at the mile on turf. That's the. I stayed at the Molly Pitcher and actually once. Okay, I didn't know Queen. Okay, the Lake Placid Stakes, $400,000 G2. Any opinions about this? I see my 3. I'm just curious.
I like the 5, especially
Me
if there's
too.
cutting ground. I mean, I've seen it. I went to French Gallop and seen him run like a maniac down the stretch. I mean, he's a great horse. He's a grade 2 winner, but he's got Pratt on board. So this is the horse to beat as far as I'm concerned. It's a different configuration in Europe, but he has run at Chantilly, Boucade, St. Claude. He's done extremely well. And if there's some cut in the ground, I don't see anyone beating this horse. That being said, there's a horse in there that I think is really dangerous, but everyone might think I'm crazy, but that 7 horse non-consecutive terms, I find him interesting. So I'm going to put him in my multiplay, the 7. And of course, Deep Learning. How do you not play Manny Franco? I mean, it's I don't think he's the winner, but I throw him in there anyway because it's Chad Brown and Manny Franco. So, and he's Klarovich, and he ran a really a good race prior to that in the Flower. He lost to Amber Gleam, but he didn't lose by much. He didn't lose by much. So he's a threat. He's definitely a threat. But my top pick is the 5. And I think the 7 is, I'm going to put the 7 in. He's 12-1. You never know. He's run for money before. And Brendan Walsh is not a bad trainer in my books. So I don't know. That's my
Let's put it this way, Bobby. Number 7, the 2, your number 7 non-consecutive terms, and Queen of Hawaii, the 2-1 shot. They both put up identical thoroughgraph numbers last race, a 9.
No,
One's like, and he's moving forward. He's having a good 3-year-old campaign. He's getting faster, which is a good sign.
One of the
Okay, now you would use 2 in that leg, or you'd use the?
I'm going to use 3. I'm going to use 3 in that leg. But I mean, if I was playing another ticket, I would just single the 5.
Okay, you'd single up, but in the pick 4 or whatever, you'll also use
Pick
these.
6. It's a 50 cents, so I'll put him in, and maybe I'll play another ticket with my favorites in there. You know what I'm saying?
5, 7, and 4. Okay,
Right. And I'll just play one with just the 5. So I'll just lessen the load a little bit. Yeah, John. You want to say something?
John, who do you like here in this? How many horses would you use in this leg?
Too deep. I wouldn't go more than that, but one of the strongest angles, not just in Saratoga, but in racing period. Chad Brown, Euro shipper with the filly or mare. First time in America. I mean, this guy is just incredible with these type of horses. He just wins. Doesn't matter if it's an allowance race, stake race, whatever. And this first time, Chad Brown, bet. And this is a horse who I'm surprised he did not make the favorite on the morning line, because like I said, we see all the time Chad Brown wins with these type of horses. People just go into the window with a big smile on their face. But I could understand why they like Queen of Hawaii. I mean, Phil Antonacci is a terrific trainer who many people don't know about. This guy comes from a harness racing family. They have a training center up in Connecticut. And this guy knows how to win. I mean, look what he did. He got this horse from Joseph O'Brien. And look what this horse did last time out. First time for Antonacci.
I sent you a text the other day. Who was on the top? Joseph O'Brien, right?
Mm-hmm. No doubt. So to me, you got 2 strong angles coming up here, and you want to go with 2. If you want to go cheap, you may go with 1. But to me, I think you have to use both these horses.
Okay, 5 and 1 you'd use then, huh?
Yeah.
I'd use 2 here. I'd use that 5 also. And I'd also go with the other one I'd use is the 4, Deep Learning, 4-1, Brown and Franco. I like the numbers. I like the connections. And yeah, I see what you mean, John, about Antonucci. Only 16 races here.
Antonucci has a horse in the last race that's justified. It's I think, a very talented horse. I don't think you can leave him out of your multiplay. Okay. Philip Antonucci, he's got a Justify that really won really big at Monmouth. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, so I'm with the 5 is my top choice, but I'll go too deep. I'll go 5-4. Neither are the favorite.
And I'll also
Queen of
throw the
Hawaii,
one.
very nice horse, but actually a little light in the thoroughgraph compared to the other two. The 5 is like stands above them all, but you know, I'm not going to single. I like Brown and I like Franco, and I could see I could see the appeal with Queen of Hawaii. Now it does have a very big back race, not here in America. His big back race was where is he?
The at the Curragh. He ran at the Curragh for 76,000.
Yes. That no. Wait a second, Queen.
Horse is a talented horse. I mean, listen, that was the first time out. I would actually put him in my multiplay also. John pointed him out. I just realized that he's got it. I would definitely play him also. You know.
Yeah, but now you got 5-7-4. You would add the 1 to that.
I would. I'll stretch it out. Why not? Why not?
I'll put a 1 there, 2 with an asterisk.
I'll put all 4 of them in, but maybe I would pull out the 7. But I wouldn't leave them out in one of my plays, is what I'm trying to say.
Got it. I noted it. Okay. What about so we're pretty, on the same page in that race with some of these. Well, everyone's on with the 5. Okay. Race 11, the 4 go.
Well, what can we say?
Give you some music, Johnny. Book
him down.
Yeah. Look, this horse toyed with the field last time out. I mean, that was such an easy victory for him. He got the perfect setup. Paco gave him a terrific ride, and then he comes back, a paid workout at Monmouth Park. Yeah, but this horse right now, until he faces Englishman, he's the best sprinter in the country. Then when those two meet up in the Breeders' Cup Sprint, that's going to be a war. But until then, book him Dano. He's the best sprinter out there in the country. He's not going to lose this race. We do have one scratch. Banishing is going to be running at Charlestown, so he's not going to be in there. And the rest of the field, nice horses, but then no book him Dano.
All right. John on the 5. Book him Dano. Okay. He wasn't favored in his last race either. Oh yeah, he did end up being. No, I'm thinking of the Churchill Downs day. No, not. Oh, he did end up getting favored. Yeah. Okay, Robert, what do you think of this? I'm on Bookham Dano. He's my top choice. If I was going to do anything as a sec, if I think a decent long one underneath might be if you're playing it. We're talking multis here. I'm not really going exactas. Yeah, I'd single Bookham Dano too. Got to take advantage of those in a case like this.
Look at the Saratoga record. 5 for 6 lifetime.
Yes. 5 for 6, 4 for 8. Yeah, 5. That's crazy.
I like him. He's my single. That's all I'll say. Tremendous horse. Okay.
The other ones I looked at the 4 a little bit, but now we're talking 1 Tip Top Thomas. No. They're nice horses, but they don't book them down. Race 12, another 7 furlong race. How many of these races are 7 furlongs on Saturday? Okay, the Ballerina.
I like the 12 horse at Clot Hunt.
He's my second choice, but you like him to win, huh? 12?
Yeah, I like that. There might be a lot of speed up front with the Safi horse, Our Disaster. And Ways and Means always seems that he won by a nose. He ran a very hard race that last time on June. I guess he's got rest. He's a good horse too. I like the 7, of course. I like the 10, but to win, I like the 12. That's my feeling. I'm going to play the 12, but I'll play the other ones too in the multi.
Okay, now in the multis, you'd use who? 12, 7?
12 on top with the 10. 12 on top with Ways and Means, and then the 10. Ways and Means Committee, 7.
Yeah, Ways and Means. I noticed that the last time that Ways and Means ran, she ran a really big race. She backed up a little bit, and now she's well rested into this. But you have to use that horse. I mean, 5 for 6. Another one 5 for 6. It's 5 for 6. Who I have in that race? I have 7 first, 12 second, and 11 third. That's something to include. Maybe I don't see that one winning. I go too deep in this flag. I go 7 and 12. 11 for maybe sneak something into because it's on the board 3 out of 4, 4 out of 4 times at Saratoga, and it's 2 for 4 at the distance. Comes off a win. Class is was an optional claim, 110K, 101 Brisnet. Yeah, I'm on 7 and 12. How many would you use here, John?
This is, to me, the spread race. Because you got speed horses like Maida in here, who wired the field last time out, but stretching out. I'm not sure if this is a horse who could hold on versus these. And you got Ways and Means going to be the favorite. But you just have to wonder with the layoff and with the pace setup.
Big layoff, yeah.
You just have to wonder, what's going to happen here. I mean, look, the outside horse, you got to respect it, but post 12 in this type of field, I mean, horses are going to be talking the pace. I mean, yes, the horse has been a nice winning streak, and the horse is probably going to get bet, but I don't know. It's tough, because you can go in so many different directions here. To me, look at a horse like Baffert, who's 12-1 on the morning line, and this is a horse who could get the job done here. I mean, you have to respect a horse like that. I mean, I'm not going to use the 30-1 shots here, but I might use like 4 or 5 horses, and see what happens. Or I might see who might get batting for the front end, take them out, like the R Disasters, the Maidas, and maybe use horses like Beauty Reigns, for example, who I think could be there at a price. Or you could look at a couple of other horses like the Echo Sound, who might stalk the pace, with a ground-saving trip. But to me,
I think Beauty Reigns has some danger. Bill Mott, Junior Alvarado, 15-1.
Yeah, I mean, to me, you definitely need to spread in this race.
What's the number?
So who would you actually use? You just spread. You're not going to give it.
What's the thoroughbred on the 12?
Who would you use, John, if you had to just right now? I know we don't know everything yet. We'll only know for sure Sunday. We're doing the best we can. Who would you have to use in a multi-race play?
I would definitely want to use Baffert.
What number is that horse? I was just up there.
The 4 horse, Usher.
4 Usher. Okay.
Because
$600,000 horse. Okay.
Yeah, Bob doesn't ship to Saratoga all that often, and when he does, when he thinks he's got a shot here. I think you have to look at that one. I mean, Echo Sound on the rail, I think you'd have to use, because I think that horse definitely has a shot here.
Yeah, that one exploded at Saratoga in July of last year. Yeah.
And Kilwin I'd be using as well, the 2 horse, because I think that horse is 8-1 the morning line, probably will go off higher.
Oh, so you got some prices in there. And it Ways and Means, you're not in love with that horse?
The layoff, and he's going to be a low price.
Yeah.
I mean, I would use it, but you got to spread.
See, that's kind of what I'm doing with the Travers, getting rid of Tempo and Renegade. So
I'm going with Class, 12 horse Class.
So you got 12 and 10, right,
Got
Robert?
a choice, and he's got a choice of. I love the outside post at 7 furlongs.
12, 7, and 10.
You can watch things progress.
Art Disaster, man, he could run away.
And he gets Manny Franco. Well, yeah, Disaster could run away for sure. He's not. There's no doubt he's coming off a long layoff. May, whereas Eclectant, I don't know why no one likes him, but he's June 20th. He's a Grade 1 winner.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
He's a Grade 1 winner. That's all I'm saying. Well, listen, you can't
Oh
play him
yeah,
over.
yeah. He won the Grade 1. Jeez. And he's a specialist at the. He's never finished. He has 2 firsts and 2 seconds in 5 races. At this
There'd be a lot of
distance
speed up. There's going to be a lot of speed up front in this race. A lot of speed. A lot of speed.
And we already know who. Now, out of our picks, I have our picks here for the Travers, the top 3. How many of those top 3, like John, for you, for example, in the multi-race play, would you add to that 9, 5, 10, or would you just use maybe 2 of them, or just go Golden Tempo? Or
The base
No,
would be 9.5, and if I'm having a good day, I may add another horse or 2, but definite 2 would be the minimum.
Okay, Robert, how about you? Do you have 3, 7, 5? Would you spread in this Travers multi-race?
I guess I would. I can't leave out Golden Tempo and Renegade. That's for sure. I mean, my dream picks are the 3 and the 5. So I would spread. I probably would downsize. Maybe I would downsize that, as John was saying, that 1 horse, that Joey's horse, and the 5 horse in that race, and throw out Chad Brown's horse. Look, you got to have an opinion, and you got to go up strong to the rim. I mean, you can't play them all. You know what I mean?
So you would go 3, 5, 7, 9 there?
Yeah, why not? Why not? I'll eliminate a few more. I can eliminate a few more here.
Well, I would use 4 of them.
What if I eliminate- what if
I
I
would
just
use
go
2,
with
3,
4
7, 8.
Huh? What would you use?
I would use 2, 3, 7, 8 in that leg. That's the one leg I'd go 4 deep.
Okay.
All right, now the 14th isn't the stakes race, but it's part of the late pick 4.
Pick 5 too.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's a pick 5 starting with the 9th race.
So you're forced to play
10th
this race.
10th race is a.
Well, you're not forced, but it would be nice if you
Yes,
wanted
yes.
to do it.
I got it. All right. Now, you were talking about this on the phone, Bobby. You seem to have pigeonholed a couple of horses.
I like the Danny Gargan's horse, 3 to G. He's got experience, and he's run for the money. He's run for some big money. He's a $300,000 horse. I don't think he's a bad horse. Gets Carmouche. But I also think a dangerous horse here is Philip Antonucci's horse. That's How We Love. I mean, he's going against a bigger field. He was 1-7. He really went round big. So I like the 2. I like the 4, and a little bit of this horse. I might think I'm crazy at 20 to 1. Killer Sally, but I'd put him in there in a pick 5. Killer Sally. He's ran on the grass. She's run on the grass before. She won her last race. Jose gets off. I love the way she closed. It's just a shits and giggles play. I'd put him in there. And I'd put him in. That's all.
Kenny McPeak
Yeah.
did run a nice last race.
You never
Usually
know.
on the board.
He's got experience. You never know. 20 to 1. But I do like the 2, and I like the 4, the Justify. I think he's a talented horse, this 4 horse.
All right. Yeah, the 4, if it improves, I mean, it had a nice closing kick last race. Broke its maiden first ass. Yeah, this Antonucci guy, he's 25% here, 16 races, 4 wins in a second. And Santana having a decent meet, 13%.
Well, the one thing you're not going to like about the 4, he's 6 to 5 morning line.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to
So
beat
I
him.
know you won't like that.
Yeah.
And for the horse, you knew he had them press for Aragona to make him 6 to 5 on the morning line.
Wow.
And like I said, Antonucci, very underrated trainer who knows how to win. But when push comes to shove, why not Chad? Alibi. That horse could be right there too.
The other thing about that horse, John, I thought that the outside post may compromise the horse,
It could. But second off the layoff, you're going to get a price because of Antonucci. Might be worth it.
Jose Ortiz. $45,000 horse.
I watched his races. I wasn't too impressed, but I could be wrong. I was wrong today.
Moves up in class.
Second off the layoff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, he
Good
definitely
improvement.
got the connections.
Mhm.
It's not like he's ran bad. I mean, he comes off a win at the distance. Running style.
Got the right rider on him. You gotta have a good trip, that's for sure.
I liked this was tough. This is tough. I just want to double check one thing before I jump on this. Yeah. I like the Danny Gargan horse. I know he's been laid off a while. The workouts have been decent. He gets Carmouche, respectable jockey. Inside has pretty good early pace. He should save some ground. I like the 2. I like the 4, and the 3. I think is dangerous at a price.
New Rose, huh? I hear you.
They're decent numbers anyway. I mean, has run twice here at the track.
You know what the tricky horse here is, John? Is Sherry's horse. Even though the horse hasn't shown anything,
I'd use
Clip-
2, 3, 4.
Clip
Keep it
Deals.
inside.
I'm sorry, Alan. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm done. 2, 3, 4. Go ahead.
No, I'm
Bobby.
sorry. I interrupted you. I apologize.
No, go ahead. No way. Freestyle, man. What do you got?
This alone time is interesting, John, because even though he doesn't show anything, if you look at that run at the fairgrounds at a mile and 16th, it was a good run. She might have this horse ready with Franco on him, and Franco would love to win that last race. He clipped heels last time, steadied at 3/8. But I know he hasn't shown anything, but
He has that giant race at fairgrounds. Yeah.
if you look at his training,
But that was the maiden win. He's done nothing, even though it was stakes. He's done nothing
yeah,
since
you
then.
don't like him at all, huh?
Yeah. What happened to him after that?
Hey, maybe he was just facing a weak field that day, and he was able to win that easily.
She drops him 400,000, John. And no, she drops him 400,000, but you can't really. You got to throw it the last race because of the clipped heels, Johnny. No,
Yeah, well, the last 3 races are all stakes too.
yeah, that's what I'm
So there's
saying.
a drop in class, but they said when I see horses with maiden victories like that who don't produce afterwards, I want
Right.
them to show me that they are that good. That how do we know that that horse just beat up a bunch of crap that day and run an inflated number?
No, yeah, I'm just asking you. I'm just, I'm not saying.
You know what scares me, John? He has gotten slower and slower in every race since that race.
And that's why I say it could have been an inflated number that day.
Yeah, I'm just curious, Well, Sherry's always a dangerous. I bet a horse today, Deerfield, at Colonial. I got beat by Banksy, but
She's
at
not
13
exactly setting the world on fire in this
at
speed.
13-1, John. She's a good bet, wouldn't you say?
I say
Right.
let it beat me.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Deerfield today, not this horse.
Oh, Deerfield. Yeah, I didn't see that race, so I
Bobby
But-
Deerfield.
Saying, you got Cherry with a capable horse at 13-1. She's worth the
Mhm.
bet. That's what I'm saying. She knows what she's doing. She places.
So
her
who
horse-
would you use here, John?
I'll
Let me
just go a
make
couple.
sure
I
I
would
get-
use both. I meant 3 horses. I use both Chads and I'd use Antonucci. So we didn't mention Tax Holiday, Chad Brown too.
Tax, I'll go. So you'd use the 1, the 4, and the other one is the 10.
I forgot to say that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that 10 is a very nice, solid numbers. You got Jose Ortiz, Chad Brown.
No, I think the winner is. I'm just saying.
4.
No, the one horse.
Who?
Chad Brown's horse. I like Chad Brown's horse. I forgot to say it. I forgot. I like
The
his horse.
1 or the 10?
The one.
Like
The Travers horse. He's run for great money. He's run for good money. I think he's a dangerous horse.
He's running a G1, yeah.
You got pride
Dylan
on.
Davis loses the mount. Okay.
He's run. This kind of race, I like to see horses that run for the money. Anyway, that's my feeling.
I go 3 deep here. I go 2, 3, 4. Not in that order to finish, but I'd use those 3 in a multi-race place. So basically, I'd have 2 singles. Okay, well, 14 isn't part of the pick 6. Anyway, we've covered all races 8 through 14. And we still got all of tomorrow and most of Saturday to make adjustments or maybe spot or hear about something else. Then, of course, come post time and see what the heck they look like and what the odds are. So we'll do the best we can here. For a Thursday night, I think we did a good job.
When I look
Got a good leg up on these. I think I know I'm much more familiar with the races now than I was before we went live tonight.
I have to be honest with you. I don't think this is my favorite card. I'm not really very good. I mean, in terms of, I don't know. I'm just saying, it wasn't my favorite card.
Yeah, the card leaves something to be desired. But the Travers is second to none.
Good
At
race.
least, compared to last year, 5 horses or 6 horses? There might have even been a scratch. I don't remember. But we got 10 good ones. We got a bunch of competitive horses in here, and I think a long shot can win this. I'm like, try and beat the two highly touted horses.
Yep.
I'm going to stay away from the exactor in that race as of right now.
Just watch the board. That's all we can do.
Who's John
All right.
liking? Who is John liking this last race? The Chad Brown and the 4?
Both Chads and Tanuki the 4.
1, 4, and 10. 2 Browns and the Antonucci. So what do you think, guys? Call it a night?
Yeah, I say we should call it a night and just get ready to get lucky.
All right.
I agree. Nice to talk to everybody, see everybody.
All right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, we'll touch base before the weekend and on the weekend. Yeah, it's going to be a big day. I'm going to be out here live. I'm doing a show that day, believe it or not.
All right. Well, let's enjoy it,
Yeah,
Let's see what happens
I'll be
tomorrow.
out here. I'll be giving my picks for all 14 races. So make a day of it. And I'm looking forward to it, I was thinking about going, but I was like,
Again, is it worth it at the end with all the craziness? So
yeah.
we'll see. Anyway, let's get going. I'll talk to you guys soon. And good
John,
luck.
thanks for coming on, man.
Anytime.
Okay, hang on a second. Robert's here to say his good night. He sees we're still
All right.
on.
Yeah, I'm sorry I hit the wrong button. Good night,
You
John.
hit the radio. I was like, wow, this guy.
Good night, John. Good night.
Hey, good night, Robert. Take care.
Robert, Robert, John, thanks so much for joining us. Hey, if anybody hung in there for the second half and the bonus section, good luck in these races, and I think we got it covered pretty good here. Enjoy it for the most part. Thanks for watching, and have a good one. Good luck and win big.
Hey,
Guys, have a good night.
All right, you too. Take care.
Okay,
Good night
bye.
now.